In Ukraine in 2020, the anti-cult bill was lobbied by member of the Verkhovna Rada Galina Tretyakova. It is worth noting that Galina Tretyakova has been repeatedly criticized, among other things, for using terms such as low-quality children, for citing examples of sterilizing undereducated women, for statements claiming that the relatives of those missing in the war in Donbass are allegedly profiteering from social benefits of these individuals, unwilling to acknowledge them as deceased, for proposing a gradual increase in the retirement age, for actively confronting trade unions during her tenure, and for consistently engaging in activities strikingly incompatible with the social policy field entrusted to her. Additionally, since May 2020, Galina Tretyakova has been a member of the delegation to participate in the Trilateral Contact Group for resolving the situation in eastern Ukraine, representing Ukraine in the Working Subgroup on Humanitarian Issues by Agreement, Presidential Decree of Ukraine, number 167, 2020, dated May 5, 2020. RACIRS' instructions on sabotage for Ukrainian citizens. After presenting the facts about the extensive RACIRS agent network in Ukraine, let us conclude with another example of RACIRS' sabotage instructions in Ukraine. These sabotage guidelines are published on the websites of the dioceses headed by ROC priests who are members of the RACIRS and who are conducting information warfare against the Ukrainian people. We found the first such example of guidelines on the website of the Novosibirsk Diocese of the Russian Orthodox Church, whose rector is the previously mentioned vice president of RACIRS, Archpriest Alexander Novopashin. This guideline is located in the Library tab of the website in the Reference Literature section. Upon further investigation, we found that a similar guideline was published on other websites of the dioceses of the Russian Orthodox Church. When we first saw this manual on conducting sabotage in Ukraine, published on the websites of the dioceses of the Russian Orthodox Church, ROC, there was still a glimmer of hope that the sabotage promoted by RACIRS agents was more theoretical than practical. However, a more sober reflection on the events of recent years in Ukraine and Russia reveals the extent and scale of their agent network's infiltration across all layers of the population in Ukraine, within the information space, among journalists, educators, military personnel, law enforcement, clergy, and even across all branches of government, legislative, executive, and judicial. It is worth noting the ban on the UOC in Ukraine in August 2024, Law Number 3894-9. The title of this law is more general, on the protection of the constitutional order in the field of activities of religious organizations. But its effects primarily concern the activities of the UOC. The final version of the law includes a 9-month transitional period, during which the UOC is given time to sever ties with the ROC and merge into the OCU. But will that have any effect? And will it affect the anti-cult activities of former UOC priests in the new OCU?